Hello there.
Ha ha!
Forget what this idiot posted. This show is a 10 out of 10.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
Nah, the show wishes. Do I still stand by what I said in the 2 previous videos? Yes, I do. We don't flip-flop here. If you've been here a while, you may have noticed I do quite like ripping into something, tearing it to shreds. It brings me great joy, yes. But even more so, I love giving credit where credit is due, and I love praising things that are worthy of praise. This last episode was mostly worthy of praise. This fight between Vader and Obi-Wan, mostly excellent. Except for Vader getting trashed and dumpstered and fodderized, as what has happened to him throughout the entirety of the show. Need we bring up the 2-ship incident, or him failing to kill Reva not once but twice? Doing so once is already kind of ridiculous, but twice you definitely deserve some bragging rights if you can survive Vader 2 damn times, one of which when you were a little kid. Also, let's talk about this chase scene. Where are the TIE fighters at? This isn't just an Obi-Wan problem. I've never liked Star Destroyers chasing small-ass ships. They can never shoot them, and on the off chance they do shoot them, it doesn't do anything because the rear deflector shields are powered by plot. Stormtroopers themselves must also be manning the gun, seeing as nothing can ever be hit ever. The only thing with a 100% hit rate for the Empire is the Death Star, and look what the Rebels did to that. They got that the hell up out of here. Increased firepower. That's a weird way to pronounce inaccuracy. This level of incompetence the Empire has is all-time bad in fiction. They've never gotten anything worth a damn done except for maybe Empire Strikes Back and attacking Hoth, but you didn't capture anyone, everyone got away. And then in Rogue One was basically the most successful you were, but you still didn't get the thing that you came there to get. Look at this nonsense. Look at that. That's so stupid to me. And everyone's on the ship having a casual conversation. They're like, ooh, a little tremble. Almost got us that time, didn't he? As if there's some little earthquake in San Francisco, little bit of tremor, couple plates in China fall off the ground. Oops, I better take a trip to the Space Dollar store on my way back. Move all power to the rear deflector shields. Really, it's not like they were ever close to hitting you once. You see how everyone's just sitting around calm listening to Obi-Wan give his protagonist speech? Even the Empire stopped shooting so he can talk. They probably said gas prices are high, morale is low. Let's try to conserve up on some of this energy we're expending. And the show once again takes time to make Vader look like an even bigger fool than he already was. He decides to divert the whole ship to chase Obi-Wan and let the main resistance group go, as if you have no other ship on board to pursue them. They outright let them go. Unbelievable. You cannot make this level of convoluted buffoonery up. It makes no sense to me. Look at this. It's as if someone's in a pickup truck trying to run over a squirrel. I know for a fact there's a hangar on that ship. There's always hangars on these ships. Tell me you don't want to catch the rebels without telling me you don't want to catch the rebels. You just don't want to catch them. I'm convinced you just don't. But back to Vader in this fight. Not only does he struggle against Obi-Wan in here, he does quite good in the first half of the fight, but then in the second half, he gets wrecked, left on 1 HP, screaming into his mic after the person who beat him 1v1 box fight or whatever type of game you want to play left the match. What is up with people leaving the person there to their own devices? Vader left Reva to her own devices, didn't finish her off. Obi-Wan left Vader to his own devices twice now, not finishing him off. I don't understand. What's the reasoning? I mean, you just want to say, okay, well, he couldn't bring himself to kill his friend. He couldn't do this and that. Darth Vader left Obi-Wan to his own devices in the fire to get rescued. You want a headcanon there as well. I've seen people in the community say Vader wanted to face Obi-Wan at his full power. That's why he left him there. He didn't feel this was the proper battle for. Okay, sure. Let's headcanon all damn day if we want to. All I saw was shitty writing. And that's what the majority of the show is. The most the show could possibly hope for was a 7 out of 10. But in the current state that it is right now, I can't possibly go any higher than a 6. It deserves a 6. I can even see lower. If somebody wanted to go lower, I'm not going to argue with it unless it goes past 4, which I don't think this show is a 4 or less out of 10. But I will argue if somebody tries to put this to an 8 or higher. To me, no, that's ridiculous. But you know something else that was ridiculous other than Darth Vader and Obi-Wan earthbending in this fight? I mean, my God, what they've been watching too much Last Airbender. But Obi-Wan doing that, of course, was cool, but at the same time as Rey kind of did it, so it ruined the mystique of it. This fight is representative of what Disney has done to Star Wars. And George Lucas was not perfect. The prequels showed us the man can miss. And he missed multiple times in the prequels. Revenge of the Sith is the best of the 3. Phantom Menace, to me, it's a close second. I won't say it's bad, but this is a movie you're supposed to be coming back to Star Wars in decades and bombarded with Senate and political talk. If I wanted to see that, I'd watch C-SPAN. But this shows what Disney has done to Star Wars and what they have continued to do to it. What once was a series brimming with talent, creativity, so much intrigue, hope for the future, was then turned into a hollow shell of a man, more man than machine, creatively bankrupt and dwelling upon past achievements that it can no longer attain because you just aren't the same as you once were. Your potential was cut in half by Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, and all those other fools who are at the top of Disney. They cut you in half, turned you into something far less than you ever used to be or ever thought you could be, an amalgamation of hollow plot points, weak characters, and nostalgia hype. But yet there is some good in you, Vader. I sense it. I know deep down in the recesses of Disney Mouse Cave, in the same spot that you've got the frozen Walt Disney somewhere in there, there is good in you. And you can see some of that displayed in this fight. When you see Vader's mask come off, which is already like, it's a cool moment. When you know when his mask comes off, stuff is like for realsies. And that customary, his breathing apparatus that gets damaged. If we hadn't already seen it in Clone Wars and a couple of video games. When it came off, that was brilliant direction. As you hear Anakin talk, Obi-Wan's lightsaber reflects its glow off of Vader's mask. It's representing the good in him that's talking to Obi-Wan in a way, reassuring Obi-Wan that no, this isn't something that you created. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I killed him. And once this is said, the red lightsaber then reflects onto his mask, representing the dark side growing. And that now envelops him. This is his new mold. This is his new identity. The past is past. It's gone. It's not coming back. And that sentiment can be said about the current state of Star Wars. As much as we don't want to believe it and we hate that this is the case, it is never going to be as good as it once was, ever. But once you accept that, I guess you'll be a happier person or a happier camper or a happier fan, whatever. You're happy something. I see things like this right here, and it shows me they have it in them. They're just misdirected and they're too bogged down by bullshit. You've got Star Wars Twitter handle bickering amongst the many countless individuals who are fans of Star Wars, arguing like a little schoolgirl trying to ratio everyone. Really? Is this not a corporation or a subsect of a conglomerate? Why are you behaving this way? Who's in charge of that? Please fire them. Unless indeed, if it is as if the tweets are describing it's some sort of 10-year-old behind the keyboard, put them in timeout or take their TikTok away. I don't know. Do what you have to do. Make them stop. Also, get your head out of the liberal arts college campus that it has been in for the past few years and focus on making good stories. The characters will be loved and the adoration will come afterward. You can't come into a show, a movie, making a strong female character as a base, as a template. If you make a character who just so happens to be a woman, who just so happens to be gay, or just so happens to be transgender, that will fare tremendously better than you trying to do that outright. You trying to make people like certain characters and telling them this character here you're going to like, as you did with Reva, isn't going to work. You made her entire character arc convoluted. She's upset because she was a youngling who was left to her own devices and seemingly survived Vader because he killed everyone else but doesn't kill her. She goes and strives to get revenge by joining Vader and helping him mow down hundreds of innocent people. Oh, and chopping a woman's hand off in the public square to kill Vader for his treachery. Not to mention her chasing Luke in the damn desert. I'm sure Luke never once remembered, oh yeah, I remember that lunatic was chasing me in the desert and stuff. No, oh, my father, he was on Spice Freighter and stuff. Yeah. Once again, revisionist history. What this show needed: far better settings, far better characters. I'm not saying get rid of Reva completely. Give me a better version, a far better version of her. And if you can't, get her out of here. If you can't do that, Leia, make far less annoying, way far less annoying. Obi-Wan, make him not as incompetent, and make a far better story arc than what the one you provided us. Or better yet, just don't even make this, because I didn't think this needed to exist. Just like this forced Reva spinoff you're trying to do, you can fuck all the way off with that. You can get the hell out of here with that. Who are these fans that want that? I'll execute Order 66 on them immediately if necessary. I also like how they say sets up a new story for Reva, because they're aware we just got this story that we didn't ask for, only to get another one that we don't want. Only this time you don't have a linchpin character to keep fans watching like you did in Obi-Wan. They want people to behave and act like delusional mannequins like this person right here. Side note with this, if any of you do this and insult someone based upon what they own or how much access they have, please stop. You measure a person's worth by their YouTube channel or by how many cars they own, how many girls they're fooling around with and stuff. Really? The fact we got people doing that is pretty sad. But then again, it's 2022 and everyone's doing it. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point. When it comes back to the show again, I don't believe this should have existed. But since it does exist, 6 out of 10. I can easily put this at 5 out of 10. If somebody wants to go lower, I wouldn't do so with this. I think there's just enough here to keep it from 4 and lower, but there's certainly no reason why anybody should put this at 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. Please don't. If you consider this 9 out of 10, and there were a lot of people, because there was a good amount of dislikes for that last video I did, there were so many people asserting that this is really good. If this is really good, I wonder what the originals are to you. Are those Beethoven's Fifth? Are those the Mona Lisa, the Sistine Chapel? Is something? I don't know what your metric is by good, if this is considered very good. I don't understand that. Ewan McGregor did a phenomenal job. Hayden Christensen did a great job. For what little that we did see of him, he did a great job. I just expect better. For Star Wars standards, this should have been better. The fans deserve better. And they don't need to be labeled racist just because they don't like a character who just so happens to be a black woman. We need to stop doing that. That is beyond annoying, and it's killing entertainment. It's ruining it for everybody across the board. If you made it this far, tell me what you thought about the last episode of Obi-Wan. Do you think this show isn't as bad as what I had said it was? Do you think it's great now just because that last episode pushed it over the edge? Comment below, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, I know I'm kind of behind on some other videos, but those will be coming. I will see you later.